I lose the match. So he's played something that's just bad for black. His knight's on h5. White could capture that, could have captured it, in fact, but says, let's leave it there because, in fact, that knight is so bad that by leaving it there, I'm just pressing forward and you're essentially playing a piece down in some regard. So I think that Magnus is playing this very, very nicely. And if I'm Jan, maybe I have to do something on the C file, but I'm not sure what because it feels like a pipe dream.
Yeah, just like you, I thought the only source of counterplay might be a move like knight to b4 to try and capture on c3, but ultimately it was just a one-trick kind of idea. And Magnus, at some point, before the knight runs away, probably will just capture it and go up a pawn with a positional advantage. Black's king stuck in no man's land, can never castle queenside anymore, will not want to castle into the firing line on the kingside either. And just grab that pawn, I would say, or at least take the knight and decide whether to take on h5 with your queen after. But this just looks so one-sided. You see on the camera, Jan does not look optimistic at all about his chances. It's just a gamble that's backfired.
Yeah, when you need to win against Magnus Carlsen, not sure what to recommend, but I just wanted to note that we saw Levon Aronian won his opening match, as did Vladimir Fedoseev in Division 2. And those players, they were in 8th and 12th place, Fedoseev in 12th, and Levon in 8th, entering the CRUNCHLABS Masters. So wins for them, they're going to accrue some of these tour points. That's huge. And for a player like, say, Jan Nepomniachtchi, who doesn't have that automatic ticket, he might get worried at some point if he does lose this match that some of these players will give him chase because there is only one event after this one. The fourth and final event takes place in a couple months. Oh, my goodness. I see the arrows, by the way. I just tuned in, and yeah, this is horrible.
I mean, this is just knockout. Look at Jan on the camera, slumped back in his chair. This is, I mean, what to say, Robert? He tried something in the opening. It backfired. Not a 9-move loss, at least. But 20 moves in, and it's just over. Magnus is grabbing everything. I don't even know how much material he's up at the moment. He's up the exchange, rook for knight, and he's up several pawns. He'll probably just castle in the near future, and game over. Jan will resign very shortly.
Chess is funny in this regard because let's say you're watching tennis, like Wimbledon, where Djokovic was 2 sets down. There's not really that much you can kind of change. Like, here in chess, you just like throw the game away. And of course, Jan didn't lose on purpose, but he played an opening knowing that in all likelihood, if he doesn't win because of some craziness, he's just going to get crushed. So for Jan Nepomniachtchi, there was nothing he could do when a draw is equivalent to a loss. But it's just one of these funny games where it's like almost not a game, if that makes sense, David.
Yeah, I think we've been there in our careers as well, Robert, where you just feel like nothing's going to work. So you just take one risk, set one trap. You know it might backfire. You know you might be left with a position like this one, just totally hopeless. But you play the odds, you play the probabilities. He could have played a solid Petrov and lost that way. But no, instead he's going to go down in flames. Queen d5 now. Checkmate incoming. There was a smile actually from Jan Nepomniachtchi when Magnus castled. It was so late in the game. I didn't expect the white king to sit on an open flank of the board like this, but the king will tuck itself away. This one is simply over.
Yes, and as we said, a draw is good enough for Magnus, but it looks like he will just score a victory. Jan cannot even look at the screen. He's leaning back in his chair. He's thinking, who am I going to play tomorrow? Which of these Super Grandmasters? Reminder, everybody, that everyone in this field is rated above 2,700 and well above it. The average player in the field is 2,760 FIDE. Sometimes that's just buoyed by Magnus's high rating, but not in this field. When Maxime Vachier-Lagrave is the lowest rated player by classical FIDE rating, that tells you all you need to know about the strength of the competition.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's so strong, Robert, that, I mean, who cares about the elimination bracket, the losers bracket? You might as well just win because you're going to play a beast either way. And he's going to be on his last life, Jan Nepomniachtchi, and he'll need to make the most of it. What do you think? Should we stay for the finale here, or should we move on? The other games just kind of bubbling over nicely. Magnus, though, he's going for checkmate. I think this is going to be over any second now.
Yes, and there's a rook sacrifice, and that's that. Game over, match over. Magnus Carlsen moves on to the winner semis. Jan Nepomniachtchi sent down to the losers bracket. He immediately shuts the camera off. David, it was all about game one in this match.